Okay. So the first live, it got disconnected for some reason. I don't know. So this is the second one. So in case you missed the first portion of it, you gotta go check the first portion, okay? The making of the banku, and we'll frying some fish, coca fish. You know that's one of my favorite fishes to fry. Okay, so let me put it right here, and let me tell you. Okay, let's come closer. Right here. Now, also, I was telling the viewers about the book of Judges, okay? And I'm just fascinated about it. So, what drew my interest is that my best friend asked me to go look at Judges chapter 19. And it's fascinating. And so, by so doing, I had to read the whole book. And I'm on chapter 4. But let's do the 19. You can go back. Hopefully, this intrigues you for you to go back to read the 19, the one it's up to 19 and to the end as well, just like me. Let me stop talking. Let's go to that. So, Judges chapter 19 says that in those days, Israel had no king. Now, a Levite who lived in a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim took a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah, but she was unfaithful to him. She left him and went back to her parents' home in Bethlehem, Judah. After she had been there for 4 months, her husband went to her to persuade her to return. He had with him his servants and 2 donkeys. She took him into her parents' home, and when her father saw him, he gladly welcomed him. His father-in-law, the woman's father, prevailed on him to stay, or asked him to stay, right? He asked him not to leave, but rather he should do what? He should stay. So he remained with him for 3 days, eating and drinking and sleeping there. On the 4th day, they got up early and he prepared to leave. But the woman's father said to his son-in-law, "Refresh yourself with something to eat, then you can go." So the 2 of them sat down to eat and drink together. Afterward, the woman's father said, "Please stay tonight and enjoy yourself." Now he's already stayed for 3 days. Meanwhile, the plan was to just go get his wife, pack up and leave, right? So he came with 2 donkeys and a servant. So at least, definitely the servant is going to walk, and the wife is going to sit on one donkey. He's going to sit on the other one, and back to Bethlehem in Judah. But the father-in-law, I guess in today's context, he's licked. He's a vibe, okay? So he was like, let's chill. Don't go yet. Let's just have some fun. So now he's gone on to day 4. Still drinking, eating, and sleeping there in the house. Then when the man, he said, on the morning of the 5th day, when he rose to go, the woman's father said, "Refresh yourself. Wait till afternoon." So the 2 of them ate together again. Then when the man with his concubine and his servant got up to leave, his father-in-law, the woman's father, said, "Now look, it's almost evening. Bruh, you have no friends? Spend the night here. The day is nearly over. Stay and enjoy yourself. Early tomorrow morning, you can get up and be on your way home." But unwillingly to stay another night, because bruh, he's been there like 5 days. He's got stuff to do, right? The man got up and left and went towards Jebus, that is Jerusalem, with his 2 saddled donkeys and his concubine. It actually never said his wife or his concubine wife. Yeah, concubines. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess we're all learning. Oh, okay. Whilst we're learning, we gotta watch our fish. Let me see. Yeah, let's see the fish. Okay, can you see the fish? The fish is looking good. Let me turn this way. Woo! Okay, turn that way. We have to flip the fish. Because right now it is golden brown. Perfect time to flip it. If you don't wait for it to be golden brown and you flip it, it's going to break apart. And you're going to have scrambled fish. But hey, if that's what you want, you can go for it. Also remember, croaker fish, it dries a lot. It can become very, very crunchy if it stays in the oil too long. So the moment you flip it, you have to be ready to take it out in about, say, 2 to 3 minutes. You have to be ready to take it out. Okay? Yeah, so I'm still doing the banku. Okay? Hold on, we're going to come back to our story. I haven't left you yet. Okay? I think this one is too soft. I'm going to add some more. I'm going to be adding some more cornmeal and have to move very fast so that I don't lose the window, my window of opportunity here. Which now I'm going to mess up my banku. So guess what? I put the cornmeal in a pan and I'm just going to add water and mix it up. Okay, I don't want any lumps in it. So I'm going to mix it up so there's no lumps. Definitely going to add more water. But so far as you cannot feel any lumps in it, it should be ready to add more water. Just add some more water to it. Okay. I'm gonna put it here. And we're just gonna add some more water. Okay. Let's focus on it here. I'm gonna put it in the sink so I don't make a mess, okay? We're gonna add some more water. And make sure there's no lump in there. You can't feel any lump. It's easy to feel the lump, like it can get really lumpy really quick. And when it gets lumpy, the lump is going to reflect in your banku. You don't want that. So try to avoid the lump as much as you can. Okay? Okie doke. Now that we've got that out of the way, let me show you what's next. So we're gonna take colander. This effort is to prevent the banku from getting lumpy. Okay. Can you see the lump? Yeah, it's all in there. So, trying to prevent it from getting lumpy. So yeah. Meanwhile, the goal is to move that. You clean as you go. So, smooth. Oh, I forgot. So because we added another bangkun, we need to add like some salt to balance the taste. Because if not, okay. In the meantime, how about we remove the fish from the pan. How about we remove the fish? Oh, that's fine. Okay. Look at how beautiful that is. See all that oil? That's what the paper is for. Yeah, so. Okay. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Beautiful golden coca fish. Okay, since this is ready, we're just gonna turn this pan off, and put the fish in here. Okay, that's it. Isn't that beautiful? So now this is over. Meanwhile, our fish is still going on. Can you see that? Yeah. It is ongoing. Let me get. Let's see how. Oh yeah. So I'm going. Okay. Put it back in there. This is more than I would say. I thought it was going to take like 35 minutes, but it's taking longer than that. So I would say if you put in there a good old, let's say 40 minutes would do. Yeah. Oh, okay. Angela Burke. Okay. Well, I want to see your short fingernails. I want to see what's underneath that, because I don't have nasty. Can you see that? Yeah, my fingernails are not nasty, so I don't know what you're talking about, but I think it's a you problem more so than a me problem. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, you want some hug? Oh, you want a hug? Huggies. ASMR. Oh, yes. Okay. Now let's get this show going. See that? Okay. So, as I was saying, we're going to go back to the Bible, okay? So, we're reading what? Judges chapter 19. Now we're on verse 9, okay? This is where the man, um, his concubine left, found a woman, the woman left, went to father-in-law's house. The father-in-law tried to bring the lady back. The woman went to to go look for the lady at home, tried to bring her back, and the father-in-law said, stay, chill, eat, and sleep, and go the next day. And now they're on day 5. Now, then the chapter 9 says, then when the man with his concubine and his servant got up to leave, his father-in-law, the woman's father, said, now look, it's almost evening. Spend the night here. The day is nearly over. Stay and enjoy yourself. Early tomorrow morning, you can get up and be on your way, but unwilling to stay another night because he's already spent like 5 days, okay? The man left and went toward Jebus, that is Jerusalem, with his 2 saddled donkeys and his concubine. When they were near Jebus and the day was almost gone, the servant said to his master, come, let's stop at this city of the Jebusites and spend the night. Now, remember the Israelites had a beef with these people, the Agagites, the Jebusites, and all of those, the Amorites, all those people. So the master said, no, we won't go into any city whose people are not Israelites. We will go on to Gibeah or Gibeah, Gibeah. He added, come, let's try to reach Gibeah or Ramah and spend the night in one of those places. So they went on, and the sun set as they neared Gibeah in Benjamin. Remember the 12 tribes, Benjamin, and so they got near Gibeah in Benjamin. Okay, so Benjamin is one of those like the Levites, the okay. Let's do our banku a little bit more so that we don't lose focus. Okay, so now that we're going. If you do that, you can just leave it on for like 2 minutes at a time and come back to it. So yeah. So they decided to stay in an Israelite territory, okay, and that's Gibeah. And so they went on, and the sun set as they near Gibeah in Benjamin. There they stopped to spend the night. They went and sat in the city square, but no one took them in for the night, which means there were no hotel rooms, there were no inns available for them to sleep. So they were sitting in the city square, like the city center, okay? And let's see what happened. That evening, an old man from the hill country of Ephraim, who was living in Gibeah, the inhabitants of the place were Benjamites, came in from his work in the fields. When he looked and saw the traveler in the city square, the old man asked, where are you going? Where did you come from? He answered, we are on our way from Bethlehem in Judah to a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim, where I live. This man, he was from the hill country of Ephraim, who was living in Gibeah. So in a way, he has met his countryman. It's like you're an American and you are in Germany and you're stranded and you meet a fellow American and you meet someone and the person is like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Minnesota. Oh, I'm also from Minnesota, right? Something like that. So, so he answered, we are on our way from Bethlehem in Judah to a remote area in the hill country of Ephraim where I live. I have been in Bethlehem in Judah and now I'm going to the house of the Lord. No one has taken me in for the night. We have both straw and fodder for our donkeys and bread and wine for ourselves, your servants. Me, the woman, and the young man with us. We don't need anything. We just need a place to lay our head, right? We just need a place to crash for the night. And then the next day we'll continue our journey. But no one was willing to take them in. Even though they were in an Israelite territory, they were in their country people. It's like you are in America and then you've met a fellow statesman, like someone someone from your own state, like you met a New Yorker, okay? And let's say you are in a place, for instance, let's say Minneapolis, St. Paul, or you are in a place called Denver, Colorado, okay? And you don't know anybody there, but you are still in America. So he was he's found himself in Gibeah with the Benjamites, okay? So they are Israelites. Let's get that straight. One, they are Israelites. They're in the same country, but a different part of the country. Okay. Or the same different tribes, but the same people. Different tribes. Let's put it like that. Okay. Now, let's see what this farmer said to this fellow New Yorker. Let's put it that way, okay? Let's put it that way. Now, he said, we don't need anything. We have food for the donkey. We have food and bread and wine for ourselves. So we just need a place to crash. The man said to me, you are welcome at my house. The old man said, let me supply whatever you need. Only don't spend the night in the square. Like where you're sleeping is dangerous. You can't stay there. You cannot sleep there because you're a stranger. It's not safe. So you can't stay there. So he took him into his house and fed his donkeys, right? After they had washed their feet, they had something to eat and drink. While they were enjoying themselves, some of the wicked men of the city surrounded the house, pounding on the door. What does that remind you of? Does this statement remind you of any story? For me, This is Genesis chapter 19. Okay? This is Genesis chapter 19. I may be wrong in the chapter. Is it a 19 or 20? One of them. The Job story. The Job story. This is Genesis, the book of Genesis, the Job story. Exactly happened in Judges. What is wrong with people? Like, what is wrong with people? Well, I wouldn't say what is wrong with people. Yeah, everything can be wrong with the people who lose their God, who lose their way. They stay from their father, their God, you know. You end up getting into so much trouble. You get in with their own crowd and all of that. So let's see the consequences of steering away from God and, in a sense, your people. Okay? You are the same people, but steering away from God. Let's see what happens. He said, you are welcome at my house. So he took them into his house, fed his donkeys, and they had washed their feet, and they had something to eat and drink. While they were enjoying themselves, some of them wicked men of the city surrounded the house. Pounding on the door, they shouted to the old man who owned the house, bring out the man who came to your house so we can have sex with him. What? A man? Sodom and Gomorrah. Bro, this LGBTQ plus nonsense. We saw that in Genesis. And now it's in Judges, chapter 19. And these are Israelites. These are not foreigners. These are Israelites. He didn't want to stay outside of the confines of the geography of Israelites. He wanted to stay within the Israelites. So that's why he came all the way to the Benjamites to come and stay and sleep there for the night. I guess he should have stayed with the strangers. Maybe he wouldn't have experienced that. But, well, it's a lesson we all got to learn. So let's see what happened. The owner of the house went inside and said to them, no, my friends, don't be so vile. Like, don't be in so much vanity. Since this man is my guest, don't do this outrageous thing. Look, here is my virgin daughter and his concubine, the man's concubine, the man's wife, right? I will bring them out to you now, and you can use them and do to them whatever you wish. Our women, we have suffered. But as for this man, don't do such an outrageous thing to him. Women have suffered, though. Can you imagine? He will bring out his daughter, his virgin daughter, and the woman's wife to do whatever he wants to do with them. But the man will not listen to him. So the man took his concubine. And sent her outside to them. Oh, Jesus. Women have suffered, people. Women have suffered for no reason. Just for the fact that they are women. Bruh. Like, women have suffered, I'm telling you. Women have indeed suffered. He said, he took his wife, gave the wife to these people, these evil people, and they abused her through the night. They are her, you know the word I'm trying to say. They abused her through the night, and at dawn, they let her go. The whole night. I don't know how many men, each one taking turns, doing all kinds of unimaginable things to this woman. So what was her crime? She could have even stayed at her father's place. She wouldn't have died. She wouldn't have gone through this thing. Isn't it interesting how the father kept telling the husband, oh, stay one more night. Oh, stay one more night. Oh, stay one more night. Look at what happened to the daughter. At daybreak, the woman went back to the house where her master was staying, fell down at the door, and lay there until daylight. When her master got up in the morning and opened the door of the house and stepped out to continue his way, there lay his concubine, fallen in the doorway of the house, with her hands on the threshold. So he was about to leave without the woman he left to go for. He labored to go for. He was about to go without the same woman. He said to her, get up, let's go. But there was no answer. The man put her on his donkey and set out for home. When he reached home, he took a knife and cut up his concubine limb by limb into 12 parts and sent them into the areas of Israel. Everyone who saw it was saying to one another, such a thing has never been seen or done, not since the day of the Israelites came out of Egypt. Just imagine, we must do something. So speak up. Your fellow countryman, countrywoman did this. Your own countryman did this. Your own countryman did this. You have to go and continue chapter 20. You have to go to chapter 20. Because what happened after that, my dear, it's a story for another time. Go and read Judges chapter 20. Because my banku is done. So, I'm about to take it off the fire because we're done here. So in order to know that your banku is done, when you touch it, you put your hands in the water, okay, and then you touch it. It doesn't get stuck in your hands, okay? So that's it. That's how you know that it is done, okay? So you wanna eat some? The soup? And some okra? That tastes, that sounds amazing. Let me warm your soup and add some okra to it. And let's see. Who else wants to banku with the soup and okra? Okay. It is really, really good, guys. You do that combination. It's amazing. Combination is fire. Okay, let me just start it. Okay. I don't know about you, but Judges chapter 19 taught me a lot of lessons, you know? A lot of lessons. When I read it, I knew that if we derail from God, look, the consequences are so dire that we wouldn't even want to like the consequences are so devastating. Like, it shows you how far we can fall from God. You know, earlier in Judges, you realize that Israel's enemy usually came from outside the nations. You know, when I told you I'm on chapter 4, where you realize that most of their enemies were outside of the nations, where the judges would go, like the judges were like shepherds. You know, God gave them judges to lead them after Joshua died. So for each season or time, you give them a judge and who will hear from God and give them directions, because they didn't have a king. I remember where they said they also wanted, they wanted a human king. They didn't want God to lead them. Yeah, so God doesn't force people, okay? You want something, you just do it. Yeah, so in this case, they had derailed, and by in the beginning you realize that they were fighting other people. Like, they went to war, they will ask God for direction, God will tell them, go, you will win. Sometimes some of their people will go, like the Israelites will go, they will lose the first fight, God will say go again, they will lose again, God will say go again, and it's like it's like Joshua, and then they will keep losing, and then they will keep going, and eventually they'll win the war. But this time they were fighting within themselves. Israel was it's like a mother who is eating up their own baby. Like, Israel was eating them, like they were fighting themselves, which was terrible. Like, they started behaving like the wicked nations around them, which was very, very bad. When you look at the Gibeah is in Benjamin, and Benjamites, they are also part of the 12 tribes of Judah. So for a Benjamite to behave the way they behave, it just reminds you of Sodom. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say. Like, it's the reference is like Sodom and Gomorrah, telling you that when the people derail from God's word and His direction, that's how far they can go. Terrible things, you know. There's a very very big similarity between Judges chapter 19 and Genesis 19. I'm sure it's in Genesis 19. It was a very difficult time. I was shocked because it was no longer a foreign country or someone that God didn't have covenant with. These were God's covenanted people, right? It was not Sodom. It was not any Jebusites or Agagites or any other people that were not related or were not God's chosen people. These were Israelites, another tribe. They were Benjamites. So, like, what's happening? They became like the societies that they were meant to reject. They were supposed to be the fine print, Were supposed to be the example. Meanwhile, they found themselves doing the exact thing that God didn't like. God repelled. They did the exact same thing. It exposes the story that I told you in Judges 19. It tells you the consequences of rejecting and like using people, like the consequence of treating people as objects. When you treat human beings as objects, look at this woman. What was her fault? She was a wife, a concubine, and she left, went to her father's house. The husband came for her, and what happened? She was the one who was subject to all of that nastiness, that abuse, and she ended up losing her life. And what did the husband do? Chop her up in 12 pieces and went to give it to each of the tribe of Judah. I'm like, what? Like, why did he even do that? But, there's a deeper meaning to that, let me use, as you already know, I always use parchment paper, the brown one. The one we use for the air fryer. Yeah, that's what I use for my, to wrap up my banku. I don't use plastic wrap because I can see myself doing the heat versus the plastic. No, that's not gonna work. That's just too much toxicity. Toxicity. Toxic city. Well, whether or not I got it right or wrong, well, you figure. Go figure, people. Go figure. Okay. Let Let me just give these kiddos some okra and the okra soup. If they want to eat their bangkong with the okra soup, like light soup, but okra light soup. Let's put it that way. Like light soup with a hint of okra. This combination is so good, man. Like if you know, you know. This is such a great combination, you know. Like light soup, a little bit of light soup. And that's the okra water. Yeah. When you do this combination, baby, like, bruh. Okay. Banku is ready, so. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And for the kids, yeah. Kiddos, come get it. Okay. Bruh, yeah. Pretty hot. What you can do is to dip smoking hot. You can dip your hands in the soup and then you can get your bangkong. But oh, smart.
Because it's hot, I want to eat it.
But this is gonna burn your throat though. This is very hot.
So this is my throat doesn't burn.
Okay.
So if I eat something, I swallow.
Just be aware. Don't forget to go and be,
This food is good.
It tastes amazing, right?
Tastes amazing, but it smells like corn.
It's hot. You can smell the corn.
Yeah.
This is made from corn.
Corn, yummy.
And it's pretty healthy too, so. So you're gonna, let me show you this right here. So
Every time I eat this food, it tastes good.
you're gonna get this into a good old, kind of like that. And then you get your, parchment paper, sprinkle some water on it. Okay, grab that banku, very sizable bowl, and get that. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna Very simple. I'm gonna put this in there. Okay. Okay. Grab another one. I'm gonna move really fast, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, gonna put that in there. Okay. Guys. You want more? You want fish? Oh, okay, sure. You want what? Huh? Bruh. Oh yeah. Okay. You can have this. There's no bone, I think. Okay, let me take the bone from this side.
The fish is delicious.
Mm. Thank you. And so just like that, we have our fish and our banku. That's it. Fish, banku, all done. Now remember we're baking some fish in the oven? Yeah. Now let's check on that fish in the oven, okay? Shall we? See that? Okay, I think it's done. Ooh. This is good. Look at all that oil. That's why you don't have to add any oil. It's just basting it in its own oils. Right? We're done. Taking it out there. All done. Thanks for watching, and I hope you get to go read Judges chapter 19. But before you do, start from chapter 1 and go all the way and finish the book of Judges. And tell me what you think, because I, on the other hand, have actually learned a lot from the book of Judges. And I'm still going to finish it. I hope you get to finish it with me. So yeah, we all get to learn the consequences of straying away from God, you know, because like I always tell you guys, the manufacturer knows his product, right? So if God says don't do it, just don't do it. Yeah, some of you said you like the my apron. Soon, yeah, I'll be making these, and I'll be putting the link in the description below so you can purchase them, okay? And of course, my beautiful chopping boards. These are the smaller versions, but I will have a bigger one that you guys can use. They're very big ones. So in production. So, yeah. This is so good. The fish, so crunchy. I hope you get to try it. What can I say? I love fish. So, try it. And let me know what you think. Okay? Give it a try. Look at that. So beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Got a golden color. Just beautiful. Listen. I feel good. Very good. Very, very good. There are bones in it, so be careful when you're eating it. Okay. I love you. I'll see you on another one. Bye.